Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. I want to say shalom to the Akim and Akwath out there, and to the hopeful elect of Israel. This is going to be a kind of a random scattered lesson going into a bunch of stuff, like three articles, I think technically two. Um, One I was just browsing. It's actually a video, not the article we're going to be checking out. I might go into the article. We'll see how it goes. This is the first one. It's from the New York Times. This is as Israel reopens, whoever does not get the vaccine will be left behind. New government and business initiatives are moving in the direction of a two-tier system for the vaccinated and the unvaccinated, raising legal, moral, and ethical questions. Down here it says nearly half of Israel's population has received at least one dose of that vaccine. Salakia, let me get a drink here. Salakia, Salakia. Bat Yam, Israel. Israel has raced ahead with the fastest Crown Royale vaccination campaign in the world, inoculating nearly half its population with at least one dose. Now, the rapid rollout is turning the country into a live laboratory for setting the rules in a vaccinated society, raising thorny questions about rights, obligations, and the greater good. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's cabinet voted this week to open shopping malls and museums to the public, subject to social distancing rules and mandatory masking. For the first time in many months, uh, gyms, cultural and sports events, hotels, and swimming pools will also reopen, but only for some time. Now, here's the part. Under a new green badge system that functions as both a carrot and a stick, the government is making leisure activities accessible only to people who are fully vaccinated or recovered starting Sunday. 2 weeks later, uh, restaurants, event halls, and conference will be allowed to operate under those rules. Customers and attendees will have to carry a certificate of vaccination with a QR code. With a QR code, one of those things that you scan with your phone. Israel is one of the first countries grappling in real time with a host of legal, moral, and ethical questions as it tries to balance the steps towards resuming public life with sensitivity issues such as public safety, discrimination, free choice, and privacy. Getting vaccinated is a moral duty. It is part of our mutual responsibility, said Health Minister Yuli Edelstein. He also has a new mantra: whoever does not get vaccinated will get left behind. Damn, man. You know, they're going crazy with this stuff, and this is just them right now, man. This is gonna roll out. This is gonna roll out. This is gonna sweep out. This is gonna be mandatory everywhere. And that's gonna be like the first step before you know, that mark comes. Who knows if they're gonna, do it side and side. It's a little crazy that you'll have to carry a certificate of vaccination with a QR code. You know, gonna have to, have a phone being scanned. I'm sure that's easily translatable into a chip, man. You know, that's really easy to translate into the mark of the beast. 'Cause just eventually they're gonna be like, well, if you're gonna carry a QR code, you might as well just take this. Or they're gonna say something's going on with the they're gonna make up some type of lie, man. They always do. They always do. That's just what they do. That's Esau for you. They make lies. Um, yeah, man, just crazy, crazy stuff. The debate swirling within Israel is percolating across other parts of the world as well, with plans to reserve international travel for vaccinated green passport holders and warnings of growing disparities between more vaccinated affluent countries and less vaccinated poor ones. see what else I can get from this. I think that's all I'm gonna go into that one, but yeah, I'll have this. I'll go ahead and just copy this. I'll drop it somewhere in the comments if one of y'all brothers want to go into it more, if you want to do a lesson on it. But yeah, man, crazy stuff. Um, man, there's so much to say about that. I don't even know what to get into. Go over here. I got this in my last one. This is Psalms 118 and 8. It is better to trust in uh, Yahweh than to put confidence in man. 'Cause you know that vaccine isn't gonna help you, man. It ain't gonna help. It ain't gonna help. You could go ahead and get that, and you know Yahweh could decide the next day. You know, you ended up getting it, or hell, you go on there, you're getting in your car on the way to go. You know, you got signed up for the vaccine, and a damn semi truck just hits your ass. You know. Or it could make you take it, you never know. You never know. It's if it's in your lot, you'll take it. If it's not, then you won't. Um, this is another one I got in the last lesson, Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so does his wickedness. And we already see that happening, you know. Um, you know, his lies are starting to fall apart, man. Esau's lies are starting to fall apart because, you know, they're lying at an ultra high rate, you know, and they're lying so much right now that they're having trouble trying to cover their shit. You know, it's it's getting damn near impossible for them, and that's all because you know, Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he's making these devils' lies become uncovered. They're starting to show their horns even more, even to people you know that aren't even in this truth. You know, people are just starting to see that what they're doing is fucked up. You got regular old Christians, you know, even some of those redneck ass people that are starting to, you know, realize that maybe not Esau, but they'll think, you know, that you know, the so-called elites of this of Babylon, you know, are corrupt, and you know, a lot of those redneck type people used to be patriots, so to speak. But now they're realizing, you know, when the uh, the whole Trump thing happened, you know, the Patriots got all pissed off and they went and stormed the Capitol, saying, "Oh, this isn't fair." They're starting to see, man. They're starting to see. They're starting to see, even if they're not in the truth, you know. And you got Christian groups out there that are talking about how the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, and that's true. You know, they got one thing right. They just got, you know, everything else that they're missing. Um, but yeah, never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. There's no reason to trust in your enemy, man. There's nothing good that can come of that but death. So I'm gonna move on from there. Um, let's see. I'll save this one for last, actually. Um, I'll get into this. This one's just kind of a random one I'm just throwing in. Um, police guard dumpsters full of discarded food at Fred Meyer, Portland. Or AP, about a dozen police officers guarded dumpsters filled with perishable food outside a Portland, Oregon Fred Meyer as people attempted to take the items that were discarded when the store lost power. The Oregonian Oregon Live reported that on Tuesday, employees at Fred Meyer in the northeast part of the city threw out thousands of items that were deemed no longer safe for consumption. The store was many that lost power following the weekend winter storm. As of Wednesday, more than 150,000 remained in the dark in the greater Portland area. In a statement, Fred Meyer said the food was thrown away out of abundance of caution. The Oregon Health Authority has requirements for licensed facilities uh, during a power outage in order to prevent foodborne illnesses. So the cops showed up to stop these people from getting food, man. And you know, sure it was thrown out and deemed no longer safe for consumption. It might have been rotten, but you know, is that really something that needed the police involved. It's if the people want to go and eat rotten food, let them eat rotten food. No reason to stop them from it. You know, ain't hurting you none. Let them eat the rotten food. It's in the trash. You know, not that I want to eat no rotten food, but you know, if you're going through something like that, you just might. You just might. But you know, and going into that whole um that freeze out, that cold front that's been sweeping throughout Babylon. I'm gonna go into some scriptures on that. This is Luke 21 and 11. And great earthquakes shall be in diverse places, and famines, and pestilences, and fearful sights, and great signs there be from heaven. And you know, we got the famines hitting right now. With it, ever since this whole Crown Royale thing started, you've seen little mini famines popping up. Excuse me. You got pestilences. You got those rolling out. You know, the 400,000,392 different versions of the Crown Royal that they're coming up with. They said Ebola's come back. The plagues come back. The Black Plague, which the Black Plague's been around in rats forever, according to Esau. And fearful sights and great signs there shall be from heaven. Sounds a lot like fearful sights, you know, that we're starting to see, and we're getting those great signs, man. Yahweh Shem Yahushua is letting us know, you know, that he's messing this place up a little bit by a little bit until we can get to this, you know, until our salvation comes so we can get out of this damn place, man. And you know, Lord willing, we'll see more crazy shit popping off soon. You know, 'cause bad news for you is good news for us. So, you know, if you're Edomite or something, you know, you're shaking in your boots right about now. But you know, the uh, the elect and you know the people that are in this truth, um, that doesn't really bother us. You know, you know, like there's a little bit of worry, of course. You know, that's just natural. But then it just goes away. You know, you worry for a little bit and then it goes away because you know you have Hashem, Yahushua's got you. So it's the initial thing, like oh, and then you know you realize. So you know when you're in this truth, there's not really much to worry about because you know your flesh at first will be you know scared of these things, but it's nothing really to be scared about, you know. Um, it's another one right here. For nation shall rise against nation. Oh, Slack you. This is Mark 13 and 8. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be earthquakes in diverse places, and there shall be famines and troubles. These are the beginnings of sorrows, you know. We're in the beginning of these sorrows, man. We're in the end days. We're coming up quick with a quickness, you know. Um, you know. So we ain't got too much longer to you know be here. Thankfully, Lord willing. Um, Second Address 16 and 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Um, let's see if I want to read down. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Um, Behold, victuals shall be so cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Yep, you know, we're seeing it. We're seeing it piece by piece. This is all just one big puzzle, and Yahushua is adding another piece every day. You know, sometimes there's just 5 or 10 pieces added at a time. You know, but even if it seems like nothing's happening, there's something happening. You know, You just gotta dig deep for it, you know, 'cause Esau likes hiding a lot of news too, so you gotta think about that. Stuff could be happening in other countries, you know. Um, and with the last scripture, you know, um, earthquakes are still happening. They might not be in the news, but I mean, look at these recent earthquakes. Damn near an earthquake a day, sometimes several a day, you know, and they may not be that crazy big or anything like that, but it doesn't matter. It didn't say how big the earthquakes were gonna be, just earthquakes, you know. There's no reason for this many earthquakes to be happening. It's, you know, Esau come out with something saying, oh, there's always been earthquakes, or, you know, they always come out with some bullshit ass lie. But basically gonna close out on the just on this video. If
Warning weather.
I can get it to restart. There it is. Let's go ahead and play this.
Pipe first up.
Select you. That's loud. That's loud. That should do.
There's our whole apartment.
We have been following the unfolding catastrophe, winter weather paralyzing this part of the country, and we wanted to show you the ice that has formed on the side of this apartment building. It runs down the wall and covers the landscaping there. Frozen pipes bursting under the pressure of the sub-freezing temperatures for days on end in the single digits and also the teens, and causing problems across the region. The city of Houston, the so-called energy capital of the world, brought to its knees. Hundreds lining up for much-needed supplies as officials here tell residents with power to boil water.
How can we boil water? We don't even have power.
You see a lot of so-called white people on that line. Not a lot of them.
I've been without power for 60 hours now and without water for about 24.
My family and I, we've been in the dark since Sunday night.
Officials say this week there have been more customers in Texas without power than there were during Hurricane Harvey. Julie Crawford has been boiling snow for her family to use as their primary water source.
We're running dangerously low on water. So now what we've been doing all day is actually coming outside, getting snow, putting it in our pots, and heating it on our propane grill.
Hospitals around the state push to their brink.
These guys got to go back to their cave dwelling days, you know, maybe not with that propane grill, but you know, trying to make a fire and get what they can out of the environment.
Relying on generators and water trucks. In Austin, a facility with 300 patients reporting it's losing heat, even transporting patients becoming an obstacle. Texas is the only state in the entire country on its own electrical grid. A nonprofit company called the Electric Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT, manages about 90% of the state's power. The company now under fire for not being better prepared.
We're working 24 hours a day ever since Sunday night to get power restored to Texans. But that's not enough, obviously. We've got to keep that moving down as fast as we can because our only priority right now is getting power to the folks in Texas.
Looks like a damn goblin.
The race to vaccinate is more important than ever. The CDC estimates that COVID-19 deaths will decrease over the next 4 weeks. But with that said, we're on pace to have upwards of 559,000 lives lost by March 13th. New data showing just how deadly this virus has been. The CDC reporting U.S. life expectancy dropped in the first half of 2020, shaving off at least 1 year of life.
Well, that doesn't sound like a whole lot at a population level.
You can't even look at the camera. Look at his eyes
For
going
minorities, the toll even greater.
Damn liar.
Black Americans losing nearly 3 years.
Look at this. Check this out.
Hispanics just shy of 2.
How? How? I want to know. Doesn't make no damn sense, man. You know? And how do they know that the life expectancy? That's a bunch of fucking stupid ass Esau science. It's just some dumb ass shit. You know? Coming up with, oh, your life expectancy. How? Ain't nobody lived to a certain age, you know? Anything could happen, you know? And they change it every year. They change it like damn near every year, every 3 years, and they're lying. I remember one time it was like 70, it was 80 at one point, you know? And they're saying it's dropping, and especially for our populations, you know, the so-called black and Latino people, you know, that are the true Israelites. This is it's ridiculous, man. It makes you fucking vexes you for sure. This is some bullshit right here.
And with another round of winter storms barreling in, officials are warning weather is impacting vaccine deliveries.
We want to make sure that as we've lost some time in some states for people to get needles and arms, that our partners do all they can to make up that lost
needles and arms.
All of this comes as experts fear another COVID surge sparked by different variants.
I'm pretty concerned about these variants. I do expect that they will become dominant by the latter.
Why are you blinking so damn much?
The more transmissible UK variant and
look at these
South
people.
African variant could.
You look at these people, man. Just their facial expressions and the way that they speak and their mannerisms. Man, you can tell that they ain't doing nothing but lying. They're lying so damn much. It's ridiculous.
Cause cases to rise. The CDC also urging everyone to postpone travel. But the good news, the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines appear to offer protection against the new strains, including the highly transmissible South African variant.
Gross. Shouldn't shiver down your spine when you see those jabs, man. Ugh. No thank you. I will not. Yeah, man, that's all I really got. Just want to bring out a couple articles, quick little lesson. A lot of stuff happening, man. Looking forward to hopefully some new news coming out, maybe some new big events. Now we can get the hell out of here, man, 'cause this place is through. Esau's through. Fucking lies are falling apart. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Shit's like a fucking comic book, you know, like a cartoon, you know. Some crazy stuff, but yeah, with that, I'm gonna close out. All praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. Shalom to all you brothers and sisters out there. Shalom.